Hi Gemini, welcome to November. This is Teresa from Tarot by T, and I am getting ready to do your November TarotScope. And so let me first call in some good energy for this reading. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate your comments. And thank you for those of you who have ordered readings. I've really enjoyed working with you all. Okay, so let's see what's happening for Gemini. We have a full moon in Taurus on November 4th and a new moon in Scorpio on the 18th. So we'll get into that in a few minutes. What does Gemini need to know about love and life in November? The full moon is activating your 12th house of psychological blocks and hidden enemies, whatever. Things are going to come to light. You're going to have certain realizations of who's on your side, who's on your team, and who's not. But also, how am I self-sabotaging? How am I blocking myself? Because the 12th and the 6th house relate to karma and the need to serve. The 6th house is work, service. So some things may pop out. Some truths may come out around in work, in a work environment. But also within yourself, some psychological breakthroughs are possible at this full moon. Or culmination, at least. You'll be coming to the end of a cycle if you've been working on yourself. So let's see what's coming up for Gemini. What is coming up this month of November for Gemini? What do Geminis need to know about love and relationships? The Empress, Queen of Cups, Four of Swords, the Tower, the Four of Cups, the Hangman, the Eight of Cups, the Two of Wands, the Sun, the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so you start out the month, the Empress. This is a card of creativity and motherhood. So if you're in a relationship, for some of you, you may want to have a family. You might be thinking about starting a family. If you're not in a relationship, you're not planning on having a family, the Empress could sometimes talk about creativity. Like you might be giving birth to something. It could be a project or a creative endeavor. So it's your baby. Like you could be starting a business, or you could be doing some type of creative artwork where you feel like you have to nurture it. You have to take care of it. The Queen of Cups here is a card of, you could be dealing with someone who's very intuitive, very spiritual. Or your project that you're giving birth to could involve spirituality or creativity. This is a card of trusting your intuition, but also not letting yourself get paranoid. Sometimes the Queen of Cups can be a little bit paranoid, thinking that people are against her when they're not. If you're in a relationship, you could be dealing with someone who is very intuitive, very sensitive, very psychic, has a healing influence on you, very nurturing. Maybe you're dealing with someone who's got nurturing qualities. And you could be expressing those as well in this month, because especially with this full moon being so close to Neptune, it's a good time for creativity. So if you've ever wanted to express yourself, either through art or writing or music, now is the time to do it. That's the best way to use this energy. Because otherwise Neptune can sometimes mean delusion or illusion, like not seeing things clearly. But if you use it in terms of creativity, that's the best way to use the energy. That's how you can get the most positive result from this. And actually you have Neptune in your 10th house, so you could be getting some type of recognition for your creativity. Your ideas might be really helpful at work or in some type of public, you're going to get some public recognition for your ideas. In the past, you have the Four of Swords and the Tower. So you may have come through a difficult period where you feel like you've had to disrupt your entire life. And you might be rebuilding in a different direction. You may have had to, this is a card of breaking down and rebuilding. So for some of you, you could have had some kind of physical, like health issue that you're recovering from. Or it could mean that you just moved, changed your whole life around. You may have moved from one location to another. This is a card of major change. And it kind of feels disruptive while you're going through it. But once you just had to get out of a situation. You had to make some changes. Because this is a card of like waking up to reality. And seeing where you need to change. Sometimes it can mean a blow to your ego if you've been living in a dream world and then suddenly you realize the truth. So this full moon can bring some insights to you, psychological insights of what is real and what's not real. Where have I been blocking myself? Where have I been misreading the situation in my relationships? Where do I need to make major change? Don't forget also Uranus is involved in this configuration. Uranus is, Venus is opposing Uranus. And for you, that's activating the 5th and the 11th house. So that could be either a creative project or even some dealing with a child, because the 5th house is children. So it could be that you decide you want to have children. Or you could be sudden developments around your children. Or even the groups you belong to. You could have a dream fulfilled in November. Like you're coming to a culmination. Full moons are usually culmination. Where things, like you're finishing up a project and it's bringing you recognition. Or, you finally have the family that you've always wanted. And it took you a lot to get there, but you finally have it. The relationship that you've always wanted. And now you have, you can... Because the 11th house is like a dream-fulfilled house. It's a house where you fulfill your dreams. So with Uranus there have been some surprises, some surprise developments with either groups or that you belong to, or wishes, even your friends, and involving creativity. So coming up, you might have been... you're moving away from this tower experience and things are starting to settle down a little bit. You may have walked away from a relationship that was once very meaningful to you that no longer fulfills you. Some situation that's just not doing it for you. Because you have here the Four of Cups in the future. And the Four of Cups is about feeling bored, feeling underappreciated, undervalued. And so you're starting to consider, like, well, maybe I should look out at my options. What are my options out there? So if you're in a relationship and you're not feeling that you're getting the love and the appreciation that you should be getting, you might be starting to think, well, maybe I need to, be with someone else or be in a different situation. And that could go for career or relationship. And with the Four of Cups, it's basically a card of dissatisfaction or boredom. And something is being offered to you, or will be in the month of November, but you're not sure you want to take it. This is a card of considering, but not taking action. And the Hangman, I think the reason why you're afraid to take it, to accept the offer, because the Hangman is here. And that usually means that you'll be giving something up for something better, but you don't really want to give up what you have. You're not too unhappy with what you have, even though there are problems with it. You're not feeling, it's not what you really want it to be, but it's not so bad that you feel like it's a no-brainer to just leave. So there are parts of the situation that you like. So it could be a relationship where you're kind of happy, but it could be better. You just wish that you were more appreciated or more valued. Or if it's the work that you're doing, you wish it was a little bit more exciting or more challenging. But basically, you're feeling secure. Well, when the Hangman comes, there's there's going to be a sacrifice. You're going to have to make a decision, especially since you have these twos coming up here. There's going to be some type of partnership possibility coming up where you're going to have to make a decision. Do I want to accept this partnership? Do I want to get involved with this person? Whether it's love or business, it could be either or even both. But to get involved in this new situation is going to mean you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to give something up to get this opportunity. So it could be, if you're in a relationship, you may have to give up one person to move to the other person. Or if it's a job situation, you may have to give up a job that you're not totally unhappy with to move to this better opportunity. And so you're doing a lot of thinking in November. Like, what do I really want? What do I really need? And here, this is the card for your environment. The Two of Wands, you've put energy into something and you're waiting to see the results. Is anything going to come out of it? I put all this work into this thing. I've just come through I've just disrupted my entire life to nurture this creative project or to nurture this relationship. And, you might have made some major changes that were not just, you may have moved great distances or changed your life completely for, doing different work or a different relationship. Because with this Eight of Cups, this is a card of moving on. Like, you're ready to move on to something else. And up until now, you haven't seen the results. And this is also a card, the Hangman. It's a card of patience. You need to have some patience. You will see the results down the road, but they're not going to be immediate. But you have some good cards here. You have the Sun in your wish fulfillment sector. The Sun and the Empress in this reading tell me that you can give birth to something that does bring you a lot of joy and fulfillment. So the decision to move on was a good one. If you've recently decided to move into a new situation, because with this Tower, you've gone through a major change. You are on the road to a better future. You just have to have more patience. And I know, Gemini, you can be a little bit impatient at times. You have this restless energy. But don't doubt yourself. You have the ability. You have this creativity. That's your gift. And follow your intuition. Follow that inner voice. You might even be working with someone who is very intuitive. This could be a partnership, or it could be qualities within yourself that you need to develop or rely on. So with the Two of Wands, you are going to start to see results. You just have to be more patient. So right now you're kind of in limbo. You're in the waiting period. Okay, I've done all this stuff. I've put all this stuff out there. When is the reward coming? But you have the Sun here. The Sun says no matter what is going on at this time in the reading, whatever difficulties you've experienced in the past, you can overcome the problems. So you just have to hang in there. And I think you will start to see some results within 2 months, because this is a time card. And the Two of Pentacles, you are going to be juggling. You're going to be really busy in 2 months. You're going to be juggling a lot of stuff because things are going to start to happen. So just be ready. You have a new moon. Let's see. The new moon is in Scorpio. And that's falling in your 6th house. And it's aspecting Uranus in your 11th house. So I think things are going to you're going to start to see a dream fulfilled. You just want to be sure that you take care of your health. The 6th house, you can sometimes you have an opportunity to create a new, a healthier lifestyle, a new beginning, where you're giving yourself, you might have been working really hard and not taking care of yourself. The new moon gives you the opportunity to create this new beginning in your work environment, a new beginning in the way you take care of your health. So you might start a new exercise plan. This would be a great time at the end of the month to start a new health regimen. There's also Mars. Mars is going to be squaring Pluto, and that's going to be affecting your 5th and 8th house. So you might have an argument. You might be arguing with someone over money. a child, or it could be like this creative project or this new romance. You could be connecting with someone who's very intense. Maybe financial support you thought was coming may not be coming quick enough, and you might be fighting with people. Just be careful, because this is volatile energy, Mars and Pluto. You don't want to go over the top arguing. So take care of your health and rest, and don't overwork in November. But you are on track for success with the Sun here. The Sun is a card of marriage. If you're in a relationship, some of you may be forming a serious partnership that could lead to marriage and children. For some, it could be a business partnership that leads to success. And you're going to be really busy working out all the details. Whatever it is, you're on the path to doing work that you really love. You're going to be with someone that you really enjoy being with. If you're in a relationship, if you're in a career situation, it's going to be, you're fulfilling a dream in November. You're doing work that really speaks to who you are. You feel like it's not even work, really. It's just you're honoring your inner child. This can sometimes be a card of marriage. And if you're in a partnership with someone, you're really getting along really well. You're forming a good partnership in November. So you could be like ending something that wasn't working, moving away from conflict and struggle, and moving into something that's a much better connection, a much better fit. Now, if you have any money issues with someone, just don't go over the top. Don't get caught up into somebody's drama. So if you're dealing with a past relationship where there's some kind of inheritance issue or some kind of money issue, you want to be careful with that, with the Mars-Pluto thing. Because that can be, that can be violent energy. So you don't want to set someone's temper off, or you don't want to lose your own temper. But other than that, I think that you have some good new beginnings. I think your health is going to be improving, and you're going to be moving into either a better relationship or a better work situation, where you're going to feel that you're using your creativity in a positive way, and it's giving you recognition, and it's giving you, not only, the recognition isn't even as important as the way that you feel, the joy. You're going to really be enjoying the work that you do in November. You're going to feel that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's going to be like your baby if you're not having an actual child, because you're going to be nurturing it and taking care of it. And just like a baby, you know, it doesn't grow up overnight. So if you have some kind of business plan or some creative project, it may take time to develop. Don't give up on it. You just have to nurture it, as you know, and take one day at a time. Eventually it's going to get you where you want to be. You just have to put the work in, and you just have to not give up on the dream. So, but there could be some surprising developments in November. So some good things that you could be looking forward to. So just hang in there, Gemini. Good things are coming. Don't be afraid to let go of what's not working and move into something new that is much better, a better fit. That's my advice for this month. And I wish you luck and love, and I hope you enjoy November. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the States and celebrating. And if I will talk to you again in December. Okay, have a good month. Bye.